And we know that Muslims across the world today are celebrating al-Adha, or the Feast of Sacrifice, and even we know that those in Ghana consider the event to be the most important on the Muslim calendar. And the occasion really is also being marked in Ghana with commemorative prayer at the Independence Square here in Accra and other event venues. Well, Maxwell Agbagba is at the Zuma Nelson complex, sports complex, where he's interacting with Muslim clerics, and we bring you that live event. Maxwell, good morning to you, and what's the latest from the event ground?
From Arabic as the festival of the sacrifice, would happen later today. A lot of them dressed in beautiful clothes. I see a lot of children also, coming here to respond to that call of duty. It's a beautiful ceremony, beautiful, people all gathered here. In fact, when we're coming, lots of them, we saw them on the shoulders of the road, heading to their various destinations where they will be, praying and then later celebrating al-Adha. But we are privileged to have here with us the district imam for the Okankwe South, the district imam for Okankwe South. His name is Sheikh Ismail Okota Badu. He's here with us to throw more light on the celebration and the significance of al-Adha. Sheikh, you're most welcome to join us.
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother.
So, tell me, what really is the significance of al-Adha?
What we actually normally do, significance of this al-Adha, is a sacrifice that our Father Abraham did, and all Muslims were asked to do, because Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is our prophet. He did that, and he instructed all Muslims to do the same, inshallah. So we all sacrifice as Abraham sacrificed, and he was doing that when he asked his son Ishmael that God told him in his dream that he has to sacrifice him, because he dreamed that he was sacrificing his son, that's Ishmael. And so after a day opens, he told his son that inni ara fi manami asbahuk. That means I saw in my dream that I'm giving you as a sacrifice, that he saw it in the dream. So by doing that, the son also told him that ifa ma tuhmal. That means do what Allah asked you to do. So that's why he took his son for the sacrifice. But when he went to the field to sacrifice his son, God gave him a ram to sacrifice. That's why we do we don't sacrifice human beings, but we sacrifice rams and sheep and other things. Yeah, inshallah.
So tell me, from this narration, from this background that you've given to me, what moral lessons can we pick as contemporary Christians or contemporary Muslims? What moral lessons can we pick? Because we realize that Prophet Ibrahim was willing to actually sacrifice his son, and was willing to go all lengths to actually respect, what God had asked him to do. Do you think as contemporary people, this current generation, we are willing to go all lengths to respect our Maker, to respect Allah?
We have three things in what our father Abraham did. We cannot explain all now, but the important one in what Abraham did was he was doing a shawara. When he dreamt, he called his son and he told him, and what is your mind? So we have to obey our fathers, because the way he called the son also responded very nicely. Ya Abed, Ya Abed. You see, the way he talked, he explained, the explanation is we need to do away with so many bad lives that we are indulging, so that we respect our fathers, and also our sons will also respect us. The fathers should respect their sons, the sons also respect them. What I'm trying to explain is, when the dream came, Abraham called the son. He called him. So we have to do that in our daily life. If there's anything in our lives, we have to discuss them with our children. We have to discuss them, and our children also must have the fatherly love, the way Ishmael have the fatherly love for his father, and the way his father also have a son love for. So we need to do that. that's a little explanation that I can give you, but I have a big explanation that time cannot permit me to do that. I think after the prayers, if there's time, then we can do that, inshallah. Okay, you can do that.
I'm Dawda Ankara, Imam Dawda Ankara of the Ghana Muslim Mission. First, it shows obedience to the Almighty Allah. Then again, whatever that you have in this way doesn't belong to you. It belongs to God. So whatever that you have to give it for the sake of Allah. You get me? Yeah. Then again, God look into the piety of whatever that you are doing. He said, "Lan yanalu laha humuha wala dimahuha walakin yanalu taqwa minkum." Not the cow that you are slaughtering, nor the sheep, but nor the blood that flows. But I look into the piety, the sincereness of what you are doing because of for my sake. Many doesn't have money, but they go and borrow. Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi did not went and borrow anything, but all that Almighty Allah has bestowed upon him, he gave that thing to Almighty Allah. So when he doesn't have the means, it is not compulsory. It is not compulsory to do that. Since you are alive, you continue praying, inshallah, next year, God will give you the means to do the celebration. As I am saying, Almighty Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi did not want to borrow something. It was Ismail, his only begotten son, at that time, when he was at the age of 13.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Let me come to Sheikh. I'll come back to you. Okay. Now I want to find out another significant aspect of this celebration is the slaughtering of sheep and then animals, livestock, for instance, and that in itself also has its own meaning. And as Muslims, you're expected to share the meat. I mean, whatever that you kill, you share it with people who are poor, people who are vulnerable in society. Do you think as a society we are losing that that humanity aspect of our life, that part of our life that makes us see when we see our friends suffering, we are willing to go in there to help them? Do you think we are losing that as a people?
I think what you are saying is right, and this very sacrifice or celebration teaches us that we have to go in for our friends, our neighbors. We have to go and do whatever we're supposed to do with them. We don't have to leave them alone. After slaughtering the animal, you need to divide it into three. You keep one for yourself, you share one for the Muslim brothers, then you go for the Christian brothers also. You show love to everybody. So I think this celebration teaches us how to go in to love your brother, you love your neighbors. Things that are happening at the past, I think you must forget all of them, because if this celebration reaches, then you remember the way Abraham did, and the love that he is God for his son, and the love that he put in this kind of celebration. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, told us that after this slaughtering, you have to go houses around your place, just share the meat, give your neighbors, give it to them, show love to them, bring them to your houses, let them come and eat. Everybody should be happy, so we show love and we show happiness this day. So we are going to do that after the salat, after the prayers. So after the prayers, the imam will do this sacrifice. Everybody will witness. Then you all go to your house and go and do your own.
We'll be wrapping up with this conversation shortly. But another aspect of, for people who go on a pilgrimage to Mecca, one of the things that they do is to go around the Kaaba, which is it Tawaf?
Tawaf, yeah.
Tawaf. What really is the significance, of the Tawaf? A lot of people like Christians just see it as a black cuboid structure. Tell us more about the Tawaf, and then tell us more about the Tawaf.
Yes, it's a very good question. As my senior imam, my father said, I think it's something that it's a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that everybody who comes to that place, you have to go. It's a world, it's a center of the world. So we pray around the center of the world. People faces here, those who are the other side faces here. And when we get there, what Rasulullah, our Prophet, asked us to do is a command that we have to go around the Kaaba. It's one of the obligatory for the aspect of the Hajj that you have to do.
And another part also is it the Jamarat, stoning the devil?
That's why you cannot see the devil is not there, but it's something that to show that during the time of Abraham, when he was going to sacrifice his son, the devil came to just be confused then. Abraham, are you going to do this? No. Then he didn't get the chance. He went to the son. Then the son took stones and stoned him, stoned the devil. So it's something that we do to signify what they did. You know, it's not that the devil is there. We don't have a devil there, but we do that to show what they did. You know, where he took the stones to stone the devil. Something short to show that, but there's no devil over there. Yeah.
Let me pick your thoughts also on this. Now we have information. That you know, about 3 Ghanaians have actually died at this year's Hajj, and we usually, you know, I mean, every year it has happened. There are some people who think that we hear that if you die whilst performing the pilgrimage, I mean, you get closer to your God even in your time of death, and it even means a lot that you go to heaven, paradise, and all of that. How true is that? Is it just a perception or it's real?
It's real and it's true. This is the command of Allah, and it says everybody who comes to my house where I am and you die there, you die as somebody who is in heaven. Because when you travel to Mecca to do these rituals, you know, you come back without any sin. So when you are doing that, that means you don't have any sin around you. You go with a very good money, you go with a very pure heart, you go that you are going to worship your God over there. And after doing all, we go to Arafah. When you get to Arafah, that means you finish everything, you have your blessings and everything. God will accept your Hajj, and you have Hajj Mabrur. And that means you have been accepted by God. And your Hajj has been accepted. And you go to Jannah. Because God said, everybody who comes there, I'll give that person a Jannah. You go there with very good intention. You go there with a good money. You go there with a very pure heart. Then you go and go closer to your God and your Maker. Inshallah.
Now, a term that has become very, it's kind of like honorific. I mean, the moment you go to Hajj and then you come back, they refer to as al-Haji. But I've been hearing somewhere that it's actually Haji, not al-Haji. How true is that?
Al-Hajj, and the Al qualify the attack, it means that you are a visitor, somebody a visitor.
So Al-Haji,
something like the visitor, something like the visitor has come. Now it's Al-Hajj. It's Hajj. Hajj is where you are going. Hajj.
Okay.
Al qualifies the Hajj.
Okay. So when they come back, then they give them the title Al-Hajj. So not Al-Haji.
Al-Hajj, you can call him Al-Hajj. Okay. Somebody has gone there and come back. He's a who visited that place. You visit Hajj. Okay. You know, you go and do Hajj. Hajj is the performance, so you go to Mina, you go to Muzdalifah, you go to some places, you go and do that preparations. And when you come back, then you be called Al-Hajj. That means somebody who has been to that place, but it's not. Sometimes when you are not called, then you are annoying. No, if go there and somebody didn't call you, don't be annoying. Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for educating us this morning. So you just heard from.
We do it later.
Definitely. So right there, you just heard from Sheikh Ismail Badu Okota. He is actually the Imam, the district Imam for Okankwe South, and he's here today. And he's been, giving us a lot of education about, the history of Eid al-Adha, gave us the background, the significance, and exactly what it means. Now, I'll tell you what, a lot of Muslims are gathering here today to come and respond to the call of prayer. A lot of them look very excited. It cuts across. So you find children, you find women, you find men. When we're coming here walking on the shoulders of the road, we saw lots of them happily and excitedly, walking towards this place here at the Kanishi Sports Complex to respond to the call of prayer. And then later in the evening also, continue with the celebration and hopefully share gifts, share meats with their Christian brothers and people of other faith. From here at the Kanishi Sports Complex, Maxwell Agbagba for JoyNews.